You're in the mix with DJ CJ.
Oh yeah, check 1 2 1 2 right here. Music of a lifetime. Special episode coming at you. Let's get down with it. Welcome to Blaze Street Music, Music of a Lifetime. I'm your man, DJ CJ, here with a special episode. Thank you for hanging out with me. Hopefully your day, your last week, all this time that has passed since I was last with you has been great, has been special, peaceful for you. Blessings from your higher power. Once again, I'm your man, DJ CJ, and this is Music of a Lifetime, my podcast. So welcome to my podcast. Here on Music of a Lifetime, I take you on a journey of where I play some of the best music of my lifetime. This show started out with me just counting down the 50 of greatest albums and records of my life. But somewhere along the way, I began sharing different talking points, mix sets, and legacy music from some of my legacy artists and heroes. I'm also sharing with you music that I've had with me since I was a teenager. A long time ago, you know what I'm saying? And music that I heard and adopted and carried with me since I joined the Navy in 1980. Music that I loved also since I've been DJing since 1982. Where are you at? I'm coming to you straight out of Makaha, Oahu, Hawaii. Chee-hoo! From the Blaze Street Studios, where I've been getting down doing my thing since 1999, y'all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So before I get started with my show, I always give thanks and praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, just saying, Lord, thank you for the love of music that I have and what you've given me, and for how you give me this talent to share the music, Heavenly Father. It all comes from you. All glory and blessings and praise goes to you. All grace comes from you that you've given me and my family. Thank you so much for all that we are. Thank you, Lord. Shout out to my Ohana here in the 808. My Ohana here, right here in Hawaii. My beautiful wife, Doreen. Chee-hoo to you, my love. Thank you so much for just being patient with me and let me do my thing with this music. Thank you so much. Just want to say also to my Ohana, my family back home in my born place, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, also known as the 336. Thank you guys too for my love and music back there in the tray, for my family back there. Thank you so much for always listening and supporting me very much. I also want to say a shout out to my DJ Brotherhood. Thank you guys so much for all the years we played together, and we also continue to do music together and stuff like that. So thank you guys too. You know what I'm saying? All right, lastly, I want to shout out to you, each and every one of you who are listening out there around the world. Appreciate all of y'all. You've taken my love and music into your hearts and minds and have gone with me on this journey. And I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me and joining me on this thing. Drop me a note. Hit me up on my IG at CJ Beats. That's CJAAYBEATS. Or you can go to my ex over there. Hit me a DM at DJ CJ, DJCEJAAY. Or you can drop me a text 808-343-1943. Just hit me up and say, yo, CJ, I like what you're doing. I appreciate you very much. All right, so where am I at? Where am I at this week? You know what, ladies and gentlemen? A week ago, May 12th, one of my favorite artists passed away. This is a bittersweet episode for me because last week at the age of 78, the world lost Mr. David Sanborn, one of the greatest jazz musicians ever, whether this lifetime ever at all. I'm just, saying it about how I feel about it, because David Sanborn was just that guy. So it turns out that Mr. Sanborn had been sick with prostate cancer since 2018, and he had been fighting that battle for quite some time. But he went on ahead and went on to glory on May the 12th. And so I felt like I just had to do something special for him, because his music has just been with me ever since I was in the service. I joined the Navy in 1980. And even since then, that music has been with me. So, I can remember all the way back to 1981 when I got stationed in Misawa, Japan. And one of my really, really good friends, I would go over to his barracks room, and he would break out his records. He had a nice collection, and he started playing David Sanborn's Hideaway. And I think that was probably the first time I really got down with David. I probably heard some of his stuff on WQMG growing up. Back in Winston-Salem, we had a station from Greensboro, WQMG. I may have heard some of his stuff on that, but for sure, it was in 1981 when I was in Misawa that I started getting down with David Sanborn through Hideaway. And I'm gonna just tell you, since then, I've been with him, and especially all through the 80s. Really, what this tribute is about is how David Sanborn's music was all with me all through the 80s, through some very, very, very growth-filled, special times of my life in the military in the 80s, from Misawa, Japan, and I came to here in Hawaii from 82 to 84, and then from 85 to 89, I was in Fort Meade, Maryland. I'm just saying, man, David Sanborn's music has been with me. I've been collecting his music ever since then, and guess what? In 2014, I've been here in Hawaii since 1994. So in 2014, David Sanborn came in concert downtown at the Waikiki Beachcomber Hotel in their ballroom. And he, that was a bucket list item for me for sure. So, I've said on several times here on my podcast about how, there's times in music, there are times where music is a part of our lives to where it really, really, really it gives us landmarks, a place along the path of the road that we follow, that we walk on, that where you'll go to a certain point in your life that you remember something, a year or a place or an event. And for me, 10 times out of 10, there was some music involved. And I don't know how you guys feel about it, but for sure, for me, music has been involved. That's what my podcast is about, and that's what I've been trying to share with you. So I'm going to run this one back right here. This song, which is an original called Beautiful Dreamer from me. One of my beats. Let's bring it back because I got a few things to say about Mr. Sanborn. All right, so I got some biographical information off of the internet and off of his official website. So I did want to share some stuff with you real quickly before we get off into the set. So, David Sanborn was a jazz icon, although he didn't really accept or stick with the moniker that a lot of us know as smooth jazz. Regardless, he was an early contributor or creator beginning in the early to mid 80s, along with Bob James, Paul Hardcastle, and Najee. So David had several string of crossover hits in the 70s and 80s. He had set a sturdy template for the radio format known as smooth jazz, as I said, or contemporary jazz. And he never really warmed to the term. But David had more than a dozen albums break into the Billboard 200. He won 6 Grammy Awards, 4 of them in consecutive years during the mid to late 80s. 2 of those winning albums were Straight to the Heart, which was a solo effort, and Double Vision, which is a collaboration with pianist and keyboardist Bob James. Now, these are the cornerstones, of this genre that we often have called contemporary jazz. He was a highly regarded session player from the late 60s and onwards, playing with some of the well-known array of artists. Now check this out. This is just some of the people that David Sanborn has played with. Stevie Wonder, Eric Clapton, Brian Ferry, Paul Simon, Jaco Pastorius of Weather Report, the Brecker Brothers, Michael Franks, Kenny Loggins, Steely Dan, The Eagles, Grateful Dead, Kenny Garrett, Roger Waters, Linda Ronstadt, Guru. You know who Guru is? Carly Simon, George Benson, Donny Hathaway, Bob James, James Taylor, David Bowie, Todd Rundgren, Bruce Springsteen. Wow. That's not all of them, ladies and gentlemen. That's not all of them. Wow. Once again, I just want to say that he won 6 Grammy Awards. He had 8 gold albums and 1 platinum album. And in 2004, he was inducted into the St. Louis Walk of Fame because he kind of grew up around that area. So real quickly, before we get off into it, Double Vision 1986 is my favorite album featuring David Sanborn, even though, I mean, this album was with Bob James, and I'll be playing several songs off of that album on my set, trust me. But I'm going to tell you something real quickly. This album right here spent 63 weeks on the Billboard chart, 63, peaking at number 16 on the R&B albums chart and number 50 on the top pop album charts in 1987. The album won the Grammy Award for the Best Jazz Fusion Performance, Vocal or Instrumental. And that song was Since I Fell For You, which you'll be hearing very, very soon, sung by the late, great Al Jarreau. You know, I also got Hideaway is one of my favorites. That one's from 1980, you know, and that one, awesome. Voyeur from 1981. That one won a 1982 Grammy Award for Best R&B Instrumental Performance for the track All I Need Is You. And Straight to the Heart from 1984. I mean, on and on and on. I could say a lot more about David Sanborn, but lastly, here's what I want to say. Since David's passing, there have been many, many tributes from his peers and his fans. Now, if you're a fan of David Sanborn's music as much as I am and always will be, I just highly encourage you to go out and just read some of them. I mean, there's plenty of them out there, because David Sanborn was an artist who's left an everlasting legacy and footprint on the world of music. I mean, I got a little emotional when I heard about him, you know, that he passed, because I just, like I told you, on the journey that we walk, this path of life, there are a lot of times when along the way there's a signpost that said that there's an event or a thing happening or whatever it is, and a lot of times music is a part of it, a part of that time. So you know, I'm going to get off into the set here a little bit, so just please hang out with me, enjoy this set. This is my tribute to the late David Sanborn, who recently passed. I just wanted to give you some of my favorite music that I've enjoyed over the years with David Sanborn. So I'm going to start off the set here, like I said, with a song called Since I Fell For You. All right, now check it out. Since I Fell For You. Now, you probably heard this song from a lot of different people throughout the years. This song has been recorded by many, many, many people. But here's a little bit of history of what this song is. Now, this song was originally written in 1945 by a gentleman by the name of Woodrow Buddy Johnson. Now, in October of 1963, a version of this song was recorded and released by a vocalist by the name of Lenny Welch. Now, from what I've read, this version kind of made the song really kind of famous, for lack of a better term, and it was considered a hit at the time. So over the years since then, there have been several versions of the song sung by hundreds or maybe thousands of singers out there. You know, I mean, some of them are good versions and some of them are bad. You know, it's neither here nor there with me. It's just talking about a song from 1945 that I'm going to play for you now again in 2024 that was recorded in 1986 on the Double Vision album, the multi-platinum release. There was a collaboration between Bob James and David Sanborn. And this song was sung by the late Al Jarreau. You know, it's my all-time favorite version of the song. I've heard many different versions on TV or whatever by different people, but to me, what they did with this song in 1986 is absolutely awesome. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and get it started right here. Blaze Street Music, music of a lifetime. I'm your man, DJ CJ. Let's get off into a tribute of David Sanborn.
better let love depart. I know it's so, and still I know I can't get you out of my heart. You made me leave my happy home. You took my love and now you've gone. Since I fell for you, my life has been such misery and pain. I guess I'll never be the same since I fell for you. Well, it's too bad, and it's too sad that I'm in love with you. Well, you loved me, and then you snubbed me. But what can I do? I'm still in love with you. I guess I'll never see the light. I get these blues most every night since I fell for you. Well, play this. But what can I do? I'm still in love with you. I guess I'll never see the light. I get these blues most every night since I fell for you. First you loved me, and then you snubbed me. I prayed you'd put no one above me, and now I'm black and blue. I fell for you. I fell for you.
Like I said, all the way from 1945. This was recorded in 1986. Bob James and David Sanborn did this off of their Double Vision LP. You probably heard a lot of different versions of it, but I don't think you've ever heard one like that right there. And I also want to apologize. I may have had some technical difficulties earlier. You may have only heard me out of one channel, but I think I got everything fixed. So instead of starting over, we're just going to keep it going. This is from 1980. Lisa from Hideaway. Let's go. Yeah, I got to go ahead and give a shout out real quick because I don't want to forget my cats. Big Art, Tiny, Tony Harper, my brothers Marcus, Bernardez, all those cats from Fort Meade, Craven Al, my brothers Lil Mike, like I said, Monk and all those guys, TC, Neil, a lot of cats that I was stationed with when we played a lot of these records in the barracks. Faison Smith, oh man, a lot of guys. Just shout out, fellas. You know, a lot of times we put these songs on mixtapes for each other when we just doing, you know, tapes for each other and our friends and just getting down like that. You know, all the good times. So here's another song from Hideaway. It's the title track, Hideaway. All right, so this next song right here is called Run for Cover. It was written by a frequent good friend, well, a frequent collaborator with David Sanborn, and I'm pretty sure those guys are probably best friends for all this time. This is from 1981. Marcus Miller was also doing some work with Luther Vandross at the time. He had already been working with Miles Davis, and he would be working with Miles Davis again later in the early 90s. From bassist Marcus Miller, this is a song called Run for Cover from Voyeur, the album that was released in 1981. Check it out. Yeah, Run for Cover from 1981, Voyeur. Marcus Miller was on the bass on that one too. Now here's another one from Marcus. Another dope song, 1987 from Change of Heart. This is the title track from that album, Change of Heart. Again, written by Marcus Miller. it still, as we say here in Hawaii, it gives me chicken skin when I hear this song, especially when he does that. Oh man, I love that. A Change of Heart from 1987. I was all up in Fort Meade when this release came out and hanging out with my good friends again, my man Tiny and Tony and all those cats, Craven Al. Man, a lot of times my man Monk was there too. So, all right. So this next song is going to start off with several songs from Double Vision. Now, 1986, Double Vision was released. Bob James and David Sanborn, Double Vision. Oh man, it is on my top 50, but it's on my top 50 in a different way because I've already done my salute to Bob James and I have several of his records. And so now, due to the circumstances, I'm saluting David Sanborn. So 1986, I'm stationed in Fort Meade, Maryland. I had been there since May of 85, I believe. And I had just started DJing in 86 again. I started out here in Hawaii 82, but I had took some time off for about a year, I guess, and got to Fort Meade, and I went to school. I don't want to bore you with that story, but what I'm saying is that it was during this time when I was really starting to get my jazz chops really going, because I was stationed with a lot of great guys who knew a lot about jazz music, and their knowledge and repertoire of jazz was incredible, and they shared a lot of stuff with me. Now, I had already known about Bob James, of course. I've told you about him since the 70s growing up, you know, Angela, thing from Taxi and all that stuff, 1, 2, and 3 from 76, 77, 78, you know, the work that he did with several artists. And then, but you know, for me, starting also, there's going to be another album in 87. Bob James did Obsession. But my point is that, you know, artists who are of the magnitude of Bob James, when he collaborates with someone, he really, I don't know what the process is. Again, I saw him when he came here in concert, Bob James. Also, I didn't really get a chance to talk to him about this kind of stuff, but one question, if I was to interview him, I would say to him, how is it that you choose what is your process for how you choose to work with artists? And he would answer it as ever he would. But for me, when you choose somebody like David Sanborn, whose body of work up until this point was already like incredible, and then working with Marcus Miller, again, incredible. Can you just think about being in the studio with these guys, just hanging out as a fly on the wall, listening to Bob James and Steve Gadd and Marcus Miller and all of the other art, David Sanborn and all of the other artists, Hiram Bullock, and just incredible musicians playing these songs in this time. So when you drop the needle on Double Vision, you're going to realize what I'm talking about how it is when artists of this level come together and they create incredible music. So let's check this one out here from 1986, Morning Friends. Now, guess what? You guessed it. This song was also written by Marcus Miller. It's called More Than Friends. Check it out. Did I mention some of the personnel on here on this album? Paulina DeCosta's on percussion. Marcus Miller's on the bass. Steve Gadd's on the drums. We got Eric Gale and Paul Jackson Jr. on guitar. We already talked about Al Jarreau on the vocal. Wow. Like I said, 1986. Double Vision. That was Bob James and David Sanborn. Now I'm going to have to play a couple more songs from that LP because it's a monster LP. It's my favorite by David Sanborn, even though he did it with Bob James, who is also one of my favorite artists. So it's like I get, you know, double the pleasure with that one. Is like, you know, left and right hand, you know, it's like, yes, we're clapping for both of these gentlemen because they're absolutely outstanding artists. So my apologies again earlier. I think I had some technical difficulties. I may have only been coming out of one channel, but I think I got them pretty much fixed right now. Hope you guys are staying with Blaze Street Music right here. DJ CJ doing a special edition of Music of a Lifetime. I'm doing a salute to David Sanborn, who passed away on May the 12th. May the 12th, just about a week ago, of courageous bite after a courageous battle with prostate cancer. So here's another song now, Maputo. Again, written by Marcus Miller. It's like, is this a Marcus Miller thing or is this a David Sanborn thing? You know, it just so happens that, you know, Marcus Miller during this period of time was a prolific producer and session musician, playing with many types of artists. Now I'm going to be doing a legacy salute to Marcus Miller in the next few months. I got it on my schedule, along with the legacy salute to George Duke and several others that I haven't done yet. I still have to do my SOS, which is my Sounds of Sax episode. I got to do my Cool Keys episode number 2 that I did. So I got a lot of stuff still coming up. So make sure you stay tuned with me here on Blaze Street Music. You can catch me on all of the podcast platforms, all of them: Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Castbox, Amazon, YouTube Music. Used to be Google Podcasts, now it's YouTube Music. So you go to YouTube Music or YouTube, all you got to do is basically do Music of a Lifetime, Blaze Street Music, and it'll come up to my channel where you can listen to this music. You won't be seeing a video. If you do, it'll just be static, but you'll be hearing the music. So I have some videos coming for you later. So let's get back into it. I'm doing a salute to David Sanborn right here. Maputo from Double Vision. You know, it's 2024, and in 2 years, that album will be 40 years old. And when you play it today, it sounds just as good as it did during that time. And I listen to how Bob James and David are complimenting each other as musicians who are going back and forth. You know, Bob will play his licks, and then David will play his licks. And of course, Marcus is going to get his cool ass bass in there, you know what I'm saying? Blaze Street Music right here. Once again, doing a salute to David Sanborn. I'm playing some of my favorite tracks by David Sanborn. That was Maputo from 1986's Double Vision. Now I'm going to give you something from 1992. I was in California when this one came out right here, and I don't know if I have this CD or not, but I definitely remember having listened to it, probably from somebody else's cassette or CD at the time. This one's called Bang Bang. Check it out. They were saying cornbread, hog maws, and chitlins. 1992 from the Upfront LP. That one was Bang Bang. All right, so we're going to be getting to the final 3 songs of the set right here. I'm going to be doing 3 of my favorites for you. Of course, they're all my favorites, but there are some songs that stay with me a little bit closer than others. Now, this one's from 1984, and I was finishing up my tour here in Hawaii, getting ready to go to Maryland, and definitely this album right here, this song was one of my favorites because, like I said, I had heard, I was down with WAYYY from 1981. Marcus Miller was on it, but this one was also produced by Marcus Miller. But this song right here, man, this song is straight to the heart. Now, let's fast forward to 1997. Keyboardist Brian Culbertson has done a version of this record. I kind of struggle to play it for you here, but I decided not to. I'm just going to let you know, go out there and check it out, because there's not really often when artists do covers of songs, and I'll be doing a cover episode also here in the next few months. But when artists cover other songs, you know, you expect them to kind of at least stay on a certain level or get higher than the original artist. And for sure, Brian Culbertson did that song some justice when he did Straight to the Heart. Again, this song was produced, the album was produced by Marcus Miller, and the song was produced by Marcus. This one's Straight to the Heart from 1984. When I heard that David passed away, this is the first song that I played, because every time I play it, I just get emotional. I love that record very much. Here's It's You from 1986's Double Vision, the last one from that album. I promise you, No More from Double Vision. Then I'm going to have one more song in a salute for David Sanborn. This one was written by David. Check it out. You know, a lot of times in life, what happens is when we lose someone or when something happens, you know, we have these memories and we're like, oh yeah, I remember this time, I remember that time, and such and such and such, and blah, blah, blah. Well, how about we do this with each other? How about right now, while we're in this time of this thing called life, we call up a friend and we call up a loved one. We say, you know what, I've been thinking about you. How you doing? Check on them and make sure that they're okay, because, you know, then you can share a song with them. You say, you know what, remember when we was doing this and we was here or there? Share that time with them, share that memory, because when it's all over, said and done with, and we're going to be gone, you know, we won't have that chance to do it again. So it's music like this that helps me remember the things, some of the good times in my life. And that's why I always want to share with you. So I'm coming to my last song. It's from 1987's A Change of Heart LP. One of my favorites. I've already shared with you several of my favorites. Straight to the Heart, you know, several songs off of 1986's Double Vision, off of Hideaway. And I think between, you know, 4 releases between WAYYY, Hideaway, A Change of Heart, and Double Vision, those are the songs for me that help me remember special times in my life, and how David Sanborn's music was definitely there for me. So like I said, when you listen to this podcast and you listen to the music, even for the new schoolers out there, you know, us old heads, we know what we talking about when we kind of get down with this stuff. But for the new generation too, there's a place for you in this music if you just listen to it and let it get a hold of you in your heart. So in the meantime, in between time, all of you guys, I love y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves. You know, make sure you give thanks and praise to your higher power and all of those things for you that are important for you in your life. So thank you for hanging out with me. This has been Blaze Street Music, music of a lifetime. My special salute to David Sanborn. Rest in heaven, David Sanborn.
Music. DJ CJ is on fire with the best in old school music. Old school music. Music.
that I like.
This is
Let the beat drop.
Blaze Street Music. DJ CJ is on fire with the best in old school music. Old school music. Music.